Have you ever stared at your computer screen, sweating, because you have to send an email saying a project is late? I have. Last week, I actually hid in the office kitchen for 10 minutes because I was too scared to tell my manager we missed the deadline.
Oh, Jordan, I know that feeling well. It is the classic fight or flight response. Even native speakers hate being the bearer of bad news because we are terrified of disappointing people.
Exactly. Welcome to Hero English, the workplace survival series where you can learn how to speak like a pro and work like a hero.
Today, we're tackling one of the hardest skills in business. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to deliver bad news professionally without apologizing too much or looking incompetent. In our dialogue today, listen closely to Anna. She has to tell Tom about a serious delay. Does she blame herself, or does she focus on the solution? Try to find the phrase she uses to introduce the problem.
I'm ready to learn this. Let's hear it. Let's start.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for jumping on this call so quickly. I wanted to give you a personal update on the Q3 marketing report before the team meeting this afternoon.
Hey, Anna. No problem at all. I assume we are all green for the launch on Friday? I have the client waiting for the draft.
Actually, that is what I need to discuss with you. Unfortunately, we have hit a bit of a roadblock with the data migration. It is taking much longer than engineering anticipated.
Oh, that sounds serious. Does this mean we are missing the Friday deadline? The client is going to be very unhappy if we push back again.
I understand, and I know this is not the news you wanted to hear. To be transparent, we won't be able to finalize the full report by Friday. However, we have a mitigation plan. We can deliver the executive summary on time and send the full data set by Monday morning.
Monday morning. Okay. It is not ideal, but if we can give them the summary on Friday, that might save the relationship. Are you 100% sure about Monday?
Yes, I have already confirmed with the tech lead. We are prioritizing the summary right now to ensure you have something solid for the client.
All right, Anna. Thanks for the heads up. Let's go with that plan.
That was a masterclass in crisis management. Did you hear the first key phrase Anna used? She said, "Unfortunately, we have hit a roadblock."
A roadblock? Like when you are driving and a tree falls in the street?
Exactly. In business, a roadblock is an obstacle that stops progress. It is a great word because it sounds external. It is not something you did wrong. It is something that appeared in your path. It removes personal blame.
I usually just say, we have a big problem. Is that okay?
It is okay, but it sounds dramatic and scary. Roadblock sounds like a challenge we can navigate around. The second phrase was mitigation plan. She said, "However, we have a mitigation plan."
Mitigation means making something less severe, right? So basically a plan B?
Precisely. But saying mitigation plan sounds much more strategic and professional than plan B. It shows you are controlling the damage. Finally, she used the phrase to be transparent. This signals honesty before sharing the hard facts. Now, let's look at the hero phrase for today. This is the sentence you need when you have to start a difficult conversation. The phrase is, "I am afraid I have some difficult news regarding the project."
I am afraid I have some difficult news regarding the project. That sounds very polite. Why do we say, I am afraid? Are we scared?
No. In this context, "I am afraid" is a polite softener. It means, "I am sorry to tell you." It prepares the listener so they do not get shocked. Let's look at how to use this with different people. If you are speaking upward to a boss, you say, "Unfortunately, we are facing a delay with the deliverables."
Okay, so use unfortunately to be formal. What if I am talking to a colleague like Tom?
I'm afraid I have some bad news about the schedule. And for a casual work friend, you can just say, hate to say this, but we are running behind.
Once you drop the bad news, you need to manage the reaction. A great phrase for this is manage expectations. This means communicating clearly so people do not expect impossible results. For example, we need to manage the client's expectations about the budget.
Oh, I need that. Sometimes my boss expects magic and I just say yes to everything. Then I fail.
That is exactly when you need to manage expectations. Another good one is silver lining. This is the small positive part of a bad situation. For example, the delay is bad, but the silver lining is we can double-check the quality.
I love that. Always look for the bright side.
And finally, damage control. This is the action you take to limit the negative effects of a mistake. If you send the wrong file, you enter damage control mode immediately.
Riley, I have a question. In my culture, if something is late, we just say, it is late. We are very direct. Why did Anna use so many extra words like unfortunately and I'm afraid? It feels inefficient.
That is a fascinating observation, Jordan. In many English-speaking business cultures, especially in the US and UK, we prioritize the relationship as much as the information. We use what is called cushioning.
Cushioning? Like a pillow?
Exactly. A pillow softens the impact. If you are too direct, it can be perceived as aggressive or rude, even if it is true. We want to show that we care about how the news affects the other person. I once had a manager who just said, "This failed," in a meeting. Everyone was shocked. We stopped listening to the solution because we were so hurt by the bluntness.
Wow, that makes sense. So the soft words keep the listener calm so they can actually hear the solution. Okay, the first time we heard Tom and Anna, they were speaking really fast. I was so nervous about the bad news, I missed the end.
Don't worry, Jordan. We are going to slow it down. This time, I want you to focus on the pauses. Notice how Anna stops speaking for a second after she delivers the bad news. She gives Tom space to process it. Try to copy that silence.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for jumping on this call so quickly. I wanted to give you a personal update on the report.
Hey, Anna. No problem at all. I assume we are all green for the launch on Friday.
Actually, that is what I need to discuss with you. Unfortunately, we have hit a bit of a roadblock. It is taking much longer than anticipated.
Oh, that sounds serious. Does this mean we are missing the Friday deadline?
I understand. And I know this is not the news you wanted to hear. To be transparent, we won't be able to finalize the full report by Friday. However, we have a mitigation plan.
It is not ideal, but if we can give them the summary, that might save the relationship.
Yes, we are prioritizing the summary right now to ensure you have something solid for the client.
We have a great question from Marco in Italy. Marco asks, "My boss keeps giving me more work. I cannot finish it all. How do I tell him I cannot do it without looking lazy?" This is the scariest bad news to give.
This is a classic problem, Marco. The mistake most people make is saying, "I am too busy." That sounds like a personal limitation. Instead, you want to frame it as a quality issue or a priority issue.
So make it about the work, not about me.
Exactly. Here's the phrase. To ensure I can maintain quality on Project A, I would need to push back the deadline for Project B. Or you can say, I am at full capacity. Which of these two tasks is the priority for this week?
That is smart. You are not saying no. You are asking the boss to choose what is important. Thanks, Riley.
Okay, listener, it is time to test your skills. I am going to be your angry client or boss. You have to reply using the techniques we learned. Are you ready? Scenario 1. I am the client. I say, where is the delivery? It was supposed to be here at 9 a.m. 3, 2, 1, go.
Unfortunately, we hit a roadblock with the courier, but we have a mitigation plan to get it to you by noon.
Perfect! You acknowledged the problem and gave a solution. Scenario 2. I am your manager. I say, why is this data incomplete? You need to tell me the file is corrupt. 3, 2, 1, go.
I am afraid I have some difficult news. The file is corrupt, but I am working on recovering it right now.
Excellent. You used the hero phrase perfectly.
I feel so much better prepared for my next disaster. Thank you, Riley.
You are very welcome, Jordan. Just remember our hero phrase, I am afraid I have some difficult news. It buys you time and respect.
Here is your mission for today. Practice saying that phrase in the mirror 3 times. Get comfortable with the feeling of it. If you have a real situation, try using the mitigation plan technique.
And tell us in the comments, what is the hardest piece of bad news you ever had to deliver? We want to hear your stories.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to survive your next office crisis. See you next time. So, Riley, before we go, I have to confess something. You know that email I mentioned in the intro, the one I was scared to send?
Yes. Did you finally send it?
I did. I hit send on Friday at 5 p.m., and then I immediately turned off my phone and put it in a drawer for the whole weekend. I call it the ghost protocol.
Oh no. That is terrible, Jordan. You left them hanging for 2 days? That is not a mitigation plan. That is just running away.
I know. Monday morning was awful. I do not recommend it to our listeners. Face the music, guys. It is always better.